The door slammed shut above me. I heard the lock click. My own daughter had just trapped me in my basement, and when I screamed for her to let me out, all she said was, "Mom, this is for your own good." My name is May. I'm 68 years old, and I never thought I'd be telling this story. For 30 years, I gave everything to my daughter Sarah. Every dollar I earned, every dream I had, every piece of myself that mattered. I thought that's what mothers do, but I was wrong, dead wrong, and it almost cost me everything. Let me take you back to where this nightmare started. 2 years ago, my husband Richard died. Heart attack. Sudden. We had 42 years together, and then one morning he was just gone. Sarah came to the funeral with her husband, Tom. They lived 3 hours away in the city. Good jobs, nice apartment, or so I thought. After the burial, Sarah took my hand and said something that should have been my first warning. "Mom, don't worry about being alone. We'll take care of you now." At the time, it sounded loving, caring, like a daughter should sound. But what I didn't hear was the rest of that sentence, the part she kept quiet. "We'll take care of you now, and your money too." A month after Richard died, Sarah called me. Her voice was different, tight, stressed. "Mom, Tom lost his job. The company downsized. We're struggling with rent." My heart broke for her. Of course it did. She's my daughter. "How much do you need, sweetheart?" "Just $800 to cover this month. We'll pay you back when Tom finds something new." I sent the money that same day. Took it right out of Richard's life insurance. The money he left so I could live comfortably in my old age. But what's money compared to your child's well-being, right? That's what I told myself. The next month, Sarah called again. Tom still hadn't found work. Another $800. Then the month after that. And after that, 6 months passed. I had sent nearly $5,000. Tom never found a job. Or maybe he did and just didn't tell me. Then Sarah started asking for more. A car payment here. A medical bill there. Christmas gifts for Tom's family. A vacation because we're so stressed, Mom. We just need a break. Every time I hesitated, she'd say the same thing. "Mom, after everything you and Dad did for us, you don't want to help now?" The guilt was crushing, suffocating, so I kept sending money. In 18 months, I gave them over $28,000. $28,000 from the $50,000 Richard had left me. My savings were disappearing. Fast. Then one Tuesday in March, Sarah called with a different tone. Cheerful, excited. "Mom, we're coming to visit this weekend. We need to talk about your future." My future. Those words should have terrified me, but I was lonely. My house felt empty without Richard. The idea of seeing Sarah made me happy, stupid, naive, blind. They arrived Friday evening. Sarah hugged me tight. Too tight. Tom shook my hand with that salesman's smile he always wore. We had dinner. Small talk, weather, neighbors. Nothing important. Then Sarah said, "Mom, let's go down to the basement. I want to see if Dad's old tools are still there. Tom might need some. The basement. Richard's workshop. I hadn't been down there since he died. Too many memories. But I followed her down the wooden steps. The basement smelled like dust and old wood, and Richard's cologne that somehow still lingered in the air. His workbench sat in the corner, covered with a sheet. "Mom, sit down for a second," Sarah said, pointing to an old chair. "We need to talk." I sat. Tom stood by the stairs, blocking them. That's when I noticed. "Sarah, what's going on?" She took a deep breath. Her eyes weren't warm anymore. They were cold, calculating. "Mom, we're worried about you. You're not handling money well. You're alone. You're getting older. We think it's time you let us take care of your finances." "What are you talking about?" "I manage my money just fine." "Do you?" Sarah pulled out a folder. Papers. Bank statements. My bank statements. You've been giving us almost $30,000. That's not normal, Mom. That's a sign of declining judgment. My blood turned to ice. "I gave you that money because you said you needed it." "Exactly. And now you have barely anything left. What happens when you need care? When you can't live alone anymore. You've been irresponsible. Irresponsible me, for giving my own daughter money when she said she was struggling. I want you to sign these papers, Sarah continued, sliding documents across Richard's workbench. Power of attorney. It gives Tom and me control of your accounts. For your protection. No. The word came out stronger than I expected. No? Sarah's face darkened. Mom, this isn't a negotiation. I'm not signing anything. This is my money. Richard left it for me. Tom stepped forward. His smile was gone. May be reasonable. You're 68 years old, alone. What if something happens to you? What if you fall, get sick, lose your mind? I haven't lost my mind. Not yet, Sarah said quietly. But it runs in your family, doesn't it? Your mother had dementia. My mother was 87 when that started. I'm 68, I'm perfectly fine. Are you? Sarah moved closer. Because from where I'm standing, you've given away most of your savings to us without question. That doesn't sound fine to me. That sounds like someone who can't make good decisions anymore. The trap. I finally saw it. They had taken my money for 18 months, drained my accounts, and now they were using my own generosity as proof that I was mentally incompetent. Get out of my house. Mom, get out. Sarah's expression changed. The mask slipped completely. We're not leaving until you sign these papers. Then I'm calling the police. I stood up, headed for the stairs. Tom grabbed my arm, not hard, but firm. Let go of me. May, just sign the papers. Make this easy. I yanked my arm away and tried to push past him. That's when Sarah made her move. She shoved me back toward the chair. I stumbled, fell. My hip hit the concrete floor and pain exploded through my body. Mom, I'm sorry, Sarah said, but her voice was empty, mechanical. But you're not thinking clearly. We're doing this for your own good. She turned and walked up the stairs. Tom followed. The door slammed shut. I heard the lock click. I was trapped in my own basement. For the first few minutes, I couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. The pain in my hip screamed. The darkness pressed down on me. I screamed for them to let me out. Silence. I climbed the stairs slowly, painfully, and pounded on the door. Sarah, open this door right now. Her voice came through the wood. Calm. Cold. Mom, you're staying down there until you agree to sign the papers. It's for your own good. Once you're thinking clearly, we can talk. I am thinking clearly. You're imprisoning me. No, Mom. We're protecting you from yourself. Footsteps walking away. Then nothing. I was alone in the dark. There was a small bathroom in the basement. Thank God. And Richard had kept some blankets down there for when he worked late in the winter. But no food, no phone, no way out. The single window was too small to climb through, and it was bolted shut from the outside. Richard had done that years ago to keep burglars out. Now it was keeping me in. I tried everything. Kicked the door. Threw tools at it. Screamed until my voice gave out. Nothing. That first night I lay on the cold floor wrapped in Richard's old blanket and cried. Not from pain. Not from fear. From betrayal. My daughter had locked me in a basement and called it love. Morning came through that tiny window. Gray light. Cold. The door opened. Sarah came down with a plate of food. Toast. Eggs. Orange juice. Like I was a prisoner getting breakfast. Good morning, Mom. How are you feeling? How am I feeling? How am I feeling? Let me out of here right now. I can't do that. Not until you sign. She set the plate down on the workbench and pulled out the papers again. Just sign, Mom. Then this all goes away. We'll take care of everything. You won't have to worry about money anymore. Because you'll steal it all. Her face hardened. We're not stealing. We're managing. You clearly can't handle it yourself. I managed fine for 68 years. Did you? Is that why you gave us $28,000 without question? Is that why you're alone in this big house with no plan for your future? Every word was a knife. I gave you money because I'm your mother. Because I love you. Because you told me you needed help. And we did need help. But now we need to help you. That's what family does. Family doesn't lock each other in basements. Sarah stood, picked up the unsigned papers. Call me when you're ready to be reasonable. She left. Door locked again. I didn't touch the food. 3 days passed. 3 days of Sarah bringing food and papers. 3 days of me refusing both. 3 days of sleeping on concrete and crying into Richard's blanket. But on day 4, something changed inside me. I stopped crying, started thinking. Sarah thought she had all the power. She had the key, the lock, control. But she'd made a mistake. She'd locked me in Richard's workshop. And Richard had been a careful man, a prepared man. He'd kept tools down here, not just hammers and screwdrivers. Everything, including a crowbar. That night, after Sarah's evening visit, I waited, listened, heard her footsteps go upstairs, heard the TV turn on. Then I went to work. The basement door was solid, oak. Richard had installed it himself 30 years ago, but the frame was old pine, soft, weak. I wedged the crowbar into the gap between door and frame, put all my weight on it, pushed, pulled. Sweat poured down my face. My hands blistered. My hip screamed. But I didn't stop. Hours passed. Then I heard it. Crack. The frame splintered. Crack. More wood breaking. Crack. The door burst open. I was free. I climbed those basement stairs for the last time. My hands were bleeding. My hip throbbed. My whole body shook. But I was free. Sarah and Tom were in my living room, watching TV, drinking wine. My wine. They didn't even hear me coming. Get out. They both jumped. Spun around. Sarah's face went white. Mom, how did you... I said get out of my house. Tom stood up. Tried that smile again. May, let's talk about this reasonably. You locked me in a basement for 4 days. There's nothing reasonable to talk about. We were trying to help you, Sarah said. Her voice was shaking now. Fear, not love. You weren't thinking clearly. I'm thinking perfectly clear. Clearer than I have in 2 years. You used me, lied to me, stole from me. And when I finally said no, you imprisoned me. We didn't steal anything. You gave us that money. Under false pretenses. You said Tom lost his job. Did he? Silence. Did he? He was between positions, Sarah stammered. He never lost his job, did he? You lied. About everything. Tom moved toward the door. Sarah grabbed her purse. You're going to regret this, Mom, Sarah said. Her voice was ice now. When you're old and sick and need help, don't come crying to us. I'd rather die alone than accept another second of your help. They left. I locked the door behind them. Then I collapsed on my couch and let myself break down. The next morning I called the police, filed a report for unlawful imprisonment and financial exploitation, called a lawyer, changed all my locks, moved my remaining money to a new bank account Sarah didn't know about, and I called my sister Margaret, my older sister who lived 2 states away, the sister I'd lost touch with because Sarah always said she was toxic and judgmental. Turns out Margaret had been trying to warn me for months. She'd seen through Sarah's manipulation, tried to tell me. I hadn't listened. Now I did. Margaret helped me find a therapist, someone who specialized in family abuse, because that's what it was. Abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, from my own daughter. The police investigation went nowhere. Sarah and Tom claimed I'd given them the money willingly, that I'd gotten confused and locked myself in the basement, that they'd been trying to help. No charges were filed, but I didn't need charges. I needed freedom. It's been half a year since that day. I haven't spoken to Sarah once. She's tried calling, texting, showing up at my door. I don't answer. Don't open. Don't engage. My therapist says that's healthy, that I'm protecting myself from someone who showed me exactly who they are. I believe her. The money's gone, most of it. I have about $22,000 left from Richard's insurance. It's not much, but it's mine. I got a part-time job at the local library. It doesn't pay much, but I like it. Like being around people, around books, around life. I've made friends, real friends. People who care about me because of who I am. Not what I have. Margaret visits once a month. We're rebuilding what Sarah tried to destroy. And my house? It feels like home again. I fixed the basement door, patched the frame, but I've never gone back down there. Can't. Too many bad memories. Maybe one day I'll turn it into something else. Something good. But not yet. Here's what I learned from all of this. Love is not supposed to hurt. Family is not supposed to trap you. Generosity is not a weapon someone should use against you. For 2 years I confused guilt with love, manipulation with care, control with protection. Sarah didn't lock me in that basement because she loved me. She locked me there because she saw me as an obstacle, a problem, a source of money that had finally run dry. And when I wouldn't cooperate, she tried to break me. But I didn't break. I broke free. I'm 68 years old. I live alone. I have less money than I should. My daughter wants nothing to do with me unless I give her what she wants. And you know what? I'm okay. More than okay. I'm free. Free from manipulation. From guilt. From the prison I'd built for myself by believing that love meant sacrifice. Real love doesn't demand everything and give nothing back. Real love doesn't lock you in basements for your own good. Real love lets you be free. And for the first time in 2 years, I finally am. My name is May. I'm 68 years old, and I survived my own daughter's betrayal. If you're in a situation like mine, please hear me. You're not crazy. You're not selfish. You're not ungrateful. You're being used, and you deserve better. We all do. Subscribe for more real-life stories.